What's good, everybody? Welcome to High Chicago. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you guys for joining us for JV's interview. Joshua Vincent, my boy, how you been, bro? What's good?
I'm doing good, man. How's it going, bro? How you been?
I mean, I'm decent. You know what I'm saying? Word on the street is you're on your way to Memphis.
I'm already in Memphis, man. Yes, sir. You see the hoodie? Memphis, man.
That don't mean shit. You got a Chicago White Sox hat on, so.
I'm from Chicago is on my head, but Memphis is on my heart.
Okay. Let's get this interview cracking, bro. I got so many questions I want to ask you, right?
Let's get to it.
So what do you want people to know about you at the end of this interview?
I want them to know that I probably have split personalities. At the end of this, you're going to hear me talking about different accents and things of that nature. But most importantly, I want them to know a little bit more about me and who I am and how you and I became friends and just a little bit about my background and that kind of a thing. Things that you can't just, Google, even though I am Googleable. But, yeah, I know, I'm just messing with you guys. But no, all jokes aside, I just want people to know who I am. I think a lot of people are a little curious as to who is this guy and why is he who he is. Hopefully they learn a little bit more after the day.
So we know you're a journalist,
yes,
right? Or reporter, whatever the fuck you want to call yourself these days. Give me some insight around that. Like, what do you do? Who do you do it for? How's your travel schedule?
Okay, sounds good. All right, so first I'll give you a little background. When I first started, that was about 2013. I kind of started as a freelance journalist, sports reporter, actually. I was covering a lot of different sports. I was in Minneapolis working with Fox Sports, covering the Timberwolves at the time. That was Kevin Love's last year prior to joining LeBron James and that big super team that they had over there in Cleveland. I want to say that was around the same time Andrew Wiggins, Anthony Bennett, Zach LaVine, those guys were all on the Timberwolves. So you can see how long ago that was. And then that just kind of snowballed into me getting a chance and opportunity to work closer to home in Chicago. Chicago is what I consider home, even though I lived in Memphis for many years. Got a chance to work hand in hand with Derrick Rose and did some things with his website. From there, I had left Chicago when Derrick got traded, covered the Washington Wizards and the Carolina Panthers, not to mention Dak Prescott's rookie year with the Dallas Cowboys when I was working for Fox Sports out there. And then after that, again, I did more Carolina Panther stuff and Washington Wizards stuff. And then I finally graduated college because, I went to thousands of schools. For the people who didn't know, I went to school forever. After that, I finally got what I would like to call a real official job. I started working at the CBS TV station out there in Davenport, Iowa, Rock Island, Illinois, 2.5 hours west of Chicago, covering news and going on TV every day. And now more recently, I just took a new job down here in Memphis, Tennessee, covering sports and news here. So I'm finally, getting to that level. It took a while, but I'm finally getting there.
So number one, that's a lot of traveling, bro. That's a lot in 6-7 year window.
Yeah, it was a lot. I mean, I've been to every major city in the country,
which is dope, right? So now let me ask you this, right? When it's all said and done, Joshua Vincent's dream job is what?
To work at the Athletic or a job similar to the Athletic. If you could give me a professional basketball or football team where I'm covering on a daily basis, I'm writing about them on a daily basis, doing a few interviews, maybe a little on-camera work here and there, some radio work here and there, but mostly just kind of writing and being in those locker rooms, after the Rona go away, if it ever goes away, that would be like the dream job for me. Basically, waking up every day, flying around, covering a professional team. That's the goal.
So that's breaking news for me because the Joshua Vincent that I know wants to be a weatherman. Where did that man go? Your dream job was a weatherman for 15 years, bro. What the fuck are you talking about?
I mean, it was more than that. I mean, I wanted to be a weatherman when I was a little boy.
That's weird. That's weird as a child, but go ahead.
I mean, most kids want to be policemen and firemen. I wanted to be a meteorologist. I was living in Arkansas at the time. My dad is from Arkansas. My mom is from Illinois. And when they had me, I was born in Chicago, but a few years later, we had moved down to Arkansas. And so we used to get hit by tornadoes and stuff. And so just lightning and tornadoes and thunderstorms and all of that really interested me. And so the dream is still to get that little piece of paper that say Bachelor's of Science Meteorology, just so I can be like, ooh, I'm official. But I think I really enjoy the lifestyle of a beat writer versus standing in front of the green screen and doing the weather. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm the person that'll call you and tell you that a tornado coming. And I forgot to tell y'all that a big storm was coming to Chicago and y'all trees got blew over.
Yeah, thank you for that. But go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was asleep. But the point that I'm making is, had I been awake, I would have told you, like, hey, bro, it's a big storm coming. you know. But yeah, meteorology is still a passion of mine. But if you were to ask me, like, what's the dream job? The dream job is no longer working at the Weather Channel. The dream job is working like ESPN.com. That or
Okay.
The Athletic. That's more or less the dream job. Just got to kind of get my sports knowledge up even more, because the higher profile you get, the more people expect from you.
Yes, and I pray that one day your sports knowledge surpasses mine, so you can stop asking me questions about shit that you should already know.
That's BS. That's fake news. See, that's what the president be talking about. See, that's that fake news journalism you're doing. I don't think I ever text you and asked you a question this year.
Right.
I said this year. I'm giving you your credit. Shout out to you and Aaron. There have been times where I could reach out to you guys and say, hey, I think this is how this works. Is this how that goes? Is this the playoff seeding? Oh, yeah, bro, if this happened to happen. And y'all have always helped out. And that's what I really appreciate. Even more recently, I just wrote an article about the Grizzlies and this whole crazy thing with the bubble. I had to reach out to a couple of people and was like, hey, I think this is how this goes, but am I right about that? So, yeah, you're going to hear a loud noise. It's 9 o'clock. No. That's just the clock letting us know that it's 9 p.m.
Your parents got to update their old ass grandfather clock, bro, because it's 2020. Everybody's got cell phones. We don't need to deal with that shit.
I mean,
I'm so mad right now.
I mean, look,
Christmas theme clock too.
It's really not. It's just, first of all, don't talk about my parents. Second of all, if they want to have a clock that's loud and obnoxious during the middle of the interview, the clock said y'all should have started at 9. Y'all should have started on time at 8:30. Maybe y'all would have heard it. So, how you doing? I'm like Wendy Williams. How you doing? Don't be mad at the clock. How you doing?
All right, that's fair. So, so you travel a lot. Okay, bet that's been established, right?
Yes, sir.
So now let's talk about how that affects you personally.
Okay.
So when it comes to relationships, right? I guess number one, are you in one, or has traveling hindered that? Is that something you're even looking to get into? Tell me more about like your personal life.
No. Oh God, no. So I made a decision almost 10 years ago when I had my son. I said, oh, I know I'll never get in a relationship. so as far as like, do I have a lady in my life right now? No, I'm a single man. I come out here and I travel, I do my thing. I'm flying to Chicago over the weekend. Like, I like to travel when I don't like to really have strings attached, if that makes sense. I feel like when you're in a relationship, it's a check and balance situation. It's like Congress and the Senate almost, like, hey, I want to buy this.
Love you some politics.
I do, but I'm just saying, hey, babe, I'm thinking about buying a brand new iPhone. Oh, no, you can't do that. We got to do this. We got to do that. Or we got to take care of this. When I leave, I leave. I leave on my terms. I come on my terms. I go on my terms. I do me. And so in that respect, I'm good on relationships. Now, don't get me wrong. If that one lady come across me, you hear me, and she be like, hey, I'm from New Orleans as well. If she come back to me and she be like, hey, baby, I see you on the news, you hear me, you need to get your old lady in your life. I might holler at her, you hear me, but right now, I'm chilling, you hear me. I ain't met that lady that's going to sweep me off my feet.
And you don't think time's ticking?
No. Can I say nigga? No, nigga. I'm only 30 years old. I'm only 30 years old. I mean, now if we have this conversation in another 5 or 10 years and I'm still sitting up here single and all of y'all got kids and stuff like that, I might be looking kind of crazy. But at this point in my life, I'm in my prime. I think when we were younger, we used to look at 30 like, oh, God, we're old. But at this point, think about it. In our 20s, we did a lot of BSing around. We messed up our credit. We messed up our finances. We, went to school. Now we owe student loans. In our 30s, we're kind of correcting all of that. And if you look at all of us, me, you, Aaron, all of us, like, we got careers, we get paid well, and all of that kind of a thing. So I think, like, I'm in that building stage where it's like, I want to make sure I'm set completely. And then that's when I can incorporate others in my life. But right now, I feel like if a job were to call me tomorrow and say, hey, we'll pay you $20,000 more, we want you to move to Minneapolis, I can't be in a relationship with somebody then now, oh, babe, we got to try to do long distance, that kind of thing. You see what I'm saying? Right. So It's one of those things where I'm just building myself up until I get to that level.
Okay. So you mentioned you learned a lesson 10 years ago, right? When dealing with your baby mom. Okay, no problem, right? So let's talk about your son. A little bit, right? How has fatherhood changed you? Are you in your son's life as often as you like? Or would you do different? Talk to the people.
Am I a deadbeat? Is that what you're trying to ask me?
I wasn't going to say the word deadbeat, but you threw it out there. Is that
what you're trying to say? No. Don't be racist just because I'm a black man. I mean, I got to be a deadbeat.
Whoa.
What you trying to say? Like, dang, that's crazy.
You sound really defensive right now, bro.
No,
just
I'm
tell
just
what's
joking.
going on.
I can tell you. No, My son, his name is Gregory. He's 9 years old. He'll be 10 next May. We FaceTime today when I was at the restaurant. And beautiful, young, smart, amazing young little boy. In the perfect world, I wish I could be in his life even more so. I grew up in a two-parent household. So I never grew up with the stepdad situation. I never grew up with my dad living one state, my mom living another. I never really grew up in that life. And so I knew 10 years ago that that was going to be the life that my son was going to have to unfortunately live. All I can do from my end is try to be as active in his life as possible and try to teach him, how to be a man. And especially in these years now, that preteen age from 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, this is where you can really mold a young man to try to put him on the right path. So to answer your question, yes, I'm in my son's life. Yes, my son knows who I am. Yes, I visit my son as often as I possibly can. Is there distance issues there as far as like me living in one state, he living in another? Yeah, that of course that happens. But I do like the fact that regardless of my relationship with my son's mother, we do tend to come together when it comes to like, she's never been the type like, oh, I'm not gonna let you talk to your son or nothing like that. Like she ratchet, but she not that type of I'm just playing. Love you, baby mama.
Lioness.
Excuse me. Anyway, I don't think she's going to watch this. But the point that I'm making is, I've been trying to keep her away. But the point that I'm making is, I'm not as often in his life as I would love to be because I would love him to live for me full time. But am I an active father? Do I do for my son? Do he know who I am? Am I picking him up this weekend? Check, for sure. I'm always going to be there for my baby boy. And regardless of what history his mom and I may have, I'm gonna always hold him down. That's my little man. You hear me? I'm gonna always be there for my baby.
No, but that's dope though, that you have that mindset that you want to be there for him, like no matter what. I think that's dope as shit, right? So how has fatherhood changed you?
I think it made me understand the important things in life. I think when we were younger, we thought, dressing the best, having the latest shoes, that kind of thing, keeping up with your homies, if you really will. That's what a lot of us did, especially in high school, first years of college, our first early 20s. But having a son kind of changed that perspective, where you try to focus on how successful can I be? So when my son started getting to this age, 9, 10, 11 years old, is nothing in the world that he wants. So my dream is by the time my son is a teenager, 12, 13 years old, I want him to live the life that I'm living now. I want him to be able to say, okay, yeah, my mom lives in Chicago, my dad is living in New York. I'm flying first class on United Airlines every weekend to go be with my dad. I want him to live that high quality lifestyle. And so if that means I got to sacrifice some of our bonding time in his younger years to get to that level, which means traveling, working, getting 2, 3 jobs, whatever the case may be, I'd rather bite that bullet on the front end versus my son being in poverty on the latter end. I want to be able to, if he decides to go off to college, right? College ain't for everybody, but if he decides to go off to college, I want to be able to write the University of Who a check and say, boom, there you go. I don't want him to be at $80,000 in college debt and the student loan people calling him like they called me. I had to tell one of them I was dead, but they was like, no, how you dead? You just missed it. You see what I'm saying? That's the kind of stuff I had said that the coronavirus got me. You heard me? They said, no, then you was just at work yesterday. We saw you on the news. And I was like, damn, I forgot. So that's my
Get your
point.
life together.
Right. That's what the lady basically said. She was like, but wasn't you just on the news yesterday? And she gave me and I was like, oh, man, she right. But the point that I'm making is I want him to have that kind of life. So how did fatherhood change me? It matured me. I was very immature in my younger years, but when my son came years later on, and just dealing with another individual real quick, just dealing with his mom, understanding that everybody don't think the same. Everybody values aren't the same. So being able to, compromise with people, I've grew so much in that regard.
That's dope, bro. And thank you for being honest about your relationship. Thank you for being honest about what you hope for or hope to accomplish in the future with Gregory. That's really dope. I appreciate that. The people appreciate that, I'm sure, that are listening. So then you do this thing, right? And I have questions about it. So you do this thing where...
Is this the thing you talking about? This thing?
No, fuck that finger. No, I'm talking about how 1 second you talk like you're from New Orleans, then you're some Southern white man, and then you're some suburban white guy, and then you're Wendy Williams. You feel me?
How you doing?
What's the deal with all the voice changes?
How you doing?
Go ahead and answer this question in different voices. Go ahead, fuck it.
Well, how you doing? Well, Sean, first of all, this is Wendy. How you doing? You ask a lot of nosy questions. I'm just wondering why you're so nosy. Well, for me, I just like to make sure that everybody can understand who I am as a person. So sometimes you have to change your voice up to connect with the different people. You hear me? So like if I'm talking from somebody from down by New Orleans, I'm gonna talk to them like this, like, hey, say you sound like Anthony Davis, but he not even with the Pelicans no more. But you know what I mean. But all jokes aside, I have an accent from everywhere. And that kind of comes from getting a chance and opportunity to travel. I remember when I was living out in New York and I was talking like this, like, yo, Shuen, what are you doing? Remember I used to call you, I had a New York number or whatever, and I used to be like, yo, Shuen. I used to hate that. I used to be like, JV, shut up. You from Memphis. You're not from New York. And I was like, I am from New Jersey or whatever. So it's just like, it's fun just to kind of change the accent up. And it's a lot of fun because you can kind of trick people, because sometimes I talk to people in multiple different voices and they be thinking they talking to different people and it just all be me. And I just be happy, cracking up, laughing. So,
did you have a weird ass story of that? Would that happen at all or not?
Oh yeah. So
tell something quick.
So real quick. So like when I go to different places, I pretend to be from there, and then I start talking in their accent, and then they catch on eventually, because when they start asking me questions, then of course I'm not a good liar. So like when I go to Boston and we're talking about Marcus Smart and Jason Tatum, I talk like I'm from Boston. When I go to New York or whatever, and we talking about the giants of the G-men or whatever. We do that. And so when I'm back in Chicago, and I talk like this and be like, oh gosh, I tell you, those guys from the South Side just keep burning down downtown. We're going to all move to the suburbs. I do that, and that's how I connect with people. And it's so funny. So people be looking at me like I got problems. They be like, are you on medicine? Do you have issues? Do you need to talk to someone? And I'd be like, maybe. That's probably what it is. But no, that's cool. It's just cool just to hear the different accents. And think about it real quick. Like, we're one nation, but every part of this country has a different way of talking. People in Memphis don't sound the same as New Orleans, and New Orleans people don't sound the same as Texas. So it's just crazy how that works.
So no problem, right? I get it. Different states sound different. So now explain to me Explain to me Wendy Williams. How does she factor into all of this shit?
So Wendy Williams, okay, so if you know me personally, how you doing? Come closer. Let me talk to you all. So I'm really messy. I mean, it may not seem, but as a journalist, my job is to be in your business. Your business is my business. How you doing? So with my friends, when they have messy things going on in their lives, we talk like Wendy Williams. So if one of my homeboys texts me, be like, "Yo, what's good?" I'd be like, "How you doing?" And they know I want to know the truth or whatever. So it's just fun. It's a lot of fun. And what I have to remember is not to do that when people are being serious. Because I had a friend that called one time and they were telling us like something serious. It was a sad story. They were talking about how they broke up with their significant other and stuff like that. And instead of me being serious, because it was a serious situation, I was like, how you doing? I was like, the ink ain't even dry. How you doing? See, I'll be a messy now. And that person is going to watch this and they're going to be pissed. But I'm going to look at them and be like, how you doing? I just do a little shade, not a little bit. How you doing?
You did? Okay, so that's your shady voice.
Yeah, that's my shady voice. So if you guys, let me talk to the audience real quick. If you got some stuff going on in your life and I find out about it and I text you and I say, how you doing? Just know I'm being messy and I know about it. And if you lie about it, I'm gonna look at you like this. I'm gonna go, oh, how you doing? Mm-hmm. You lying. It's all right.
So at least you gave the people a heads up. You know what I'm saying? My advice to the people is don't text JV shit and don't tell him shit.
Basically, if you tell me your business, I'm gonna tell everybody. So don't tell me your business. But I'm honest about it. See, I'm honest. Most people will talk about you behind your back. How you doing? I'm going to talk about you to everybody. And I'm going to let you know I told everybody. So if you tell me your business, Sean, if you got business, I'm going to tell everybody. I'm like, how you doing? Let me tell you what Sean doing. How you doing? They're going to be like, yeah, that's crazy.
You could be like, JB, shut the fuck up.
Basically. I'm just playing. Sean don't got no business. How you doing?
So, all right, let me ask you this now, bro.
Yes, sir.
Super random.
Okay.
What's your guilty pleasure?
My guilty pleasure? I don't even know what that means. I'm sorry. Can I get a phone a friend? What's a guilty pleasure? How you doing? I'm kind of stupid. So you mean? Wait, you mean
you're a journalist?
I am, but I ain't never. I mean, I heard that say a guilty pleasure. You mean like things I like to do in my spare time?
We could go with that, right? Or something that like maybe isn't like right, but you still kind of fuck with it anyway.
Okay. All right, so when I was younger, how you doing? I'm going to be messy about me. I don't do this anymore because I make money, but I used to like to shoplift. And when I say shoplift, I don't mean... Wait, how you doing? I think the statute of limitation has gone by now, but what I used to do, I used to go to Walmart, right? And I used to love buying ballpoint pens. How you doing? And I used to say, oh God, no, I'm not paying $5.99 for that. How you doing? So I used to put them in my pocket, just like
Wait,
that.
how old were you?
Now, so you asking too many questions. You like Wendy Williams. How you doing?
Because the fact that you know $5.99 for ballpoint pens is too much. That means you were at least a teenager. But go ahead.
I plead the fifth. I'm not going to incriminate myself. How you doing? But just know, Walmart, I'm going to pay you all back. How you doing? But just know, I'm never paying $5.99 for them pens. I don't care how much money I make. Now, I don't do that. You just take them from the supply closet at work. But the point that I'm making is, during that time, you know, you in college and you like, come on, I'm not paying $5.99 for these. No.
So this is your college years. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So now we're starting to narrow it down.
You too.
I don't know what the statute of limitations are.
You sound like the feds. How you doing? I might have to end this interview because you sound like you the feds. Did somebody hire you? How you doing?
Oh,
but yeah, we used to.
man.
Oh yes. One more. How you doing? I used to go up there and be like, Pringles, $2.99. Oh, how you doing? Oh, I'm finna eat these and walk around and put them in the sporting goods section, and I'm not buying these. How you doing? Oh no.
So you get the
that was
pleasure.
the old me.
It's not now, right? You
No,
say
of course
the old
not.
JV's guilty pleasure.
Can we put that disclaimer at the
shoplifting.
bottom? Can y'all put a little disclaimer at the bottom? How you doing? We're talking about 10, 12, 15, 30 years ago almost. How you doing?
Couldn't be 30 years ago. What are you talking about right now? It's fine. You like to shoplift. Got it.
No, see, that's that fake news I be talking about.
Okay.
I did in my younger, ignorant days. But now as a journalist, I understand that that's a terrible thing to do, and I would never do anything like that in the present time. Had it been about 10, 12, 14, 15, 16 years ago, perhaps. But is that something I would do now? Never. That's not something that I would do.
So in my mind, that's the face of a liar. But
how you doing?
It's fine.
We will lie.
So, all right. So to kind of conclude things, right? JV, I want you to give me just a funny ass story that you haven't told on the show. It could be sober, it could be drunk. Just don't matter, man. Fucking tell us a story that we haven't heard yet.
You know, I thought you was going to ask me about all my favorite NBA friends, but that's fine.
No, we don't care about that.
Oh, I just wanted to get some plug. But okay, a favorite story. Sean be hating. How y'all doing? A favorite story. A drunk. Okay, it was only one time I was ever intoxicated, and that was when I had Andres, and I spit it up on your grandparents' carpet. I still haven't paid you back for that, but I will eventually. My favorite moment ever, really, and it's going to be so random. My favorite moment was when I introduced y'all to my son, and y'all had like a barbecue in y'all backyard.
Okay.
And y'all was so surprised at how smart my son was, but then y'all started saying he talked like a robot, which I still find very disrespectful. And so my son, his name is Little G, man, because he's still on the south side. So Little G said, y'all keep talking that, he gonna run up on y'all. He told me, he said, Daddy, let them know. They call me a robot, I'm gonna run up on them with that thing. And I was like, put it down. How you doing? Put it down. Anyway, he not here. I'm just twerking to myself because, again, I'm crazy. But my favorite story, really, honestly, I miss going to y'all house. It's been a while since we've been to y'all house, and we used to have so much fun just playing games. Can I tell this story? This is my favorite story. One day we were all playing spades, and it was me, you, Morgan, I think Mary Claire was there. Everybody was there. Aaron was there. We was all having a good time.
Wait, is this a story I think you're about to tell? Because if it is, no, you can't tell it.
Oh, I can't tell this story.
So no, we're actually gonna go ahead and conclude the interview.
Okay,
now.
well, there we go. Well, see how y'all doing. I was trying to be a little messy.
Conclude the interview right now. JV, you want to tell me?
Wait, before we go, can I ask you a question?
No, because it's not my interview. So
No. I just want to ask you a quick question. What color is the pencil eraser?
So JV, go ahead and plug yourself with your favorite NBA friends so we can wrap this shit up.
I love you, Sean. I know you pissed. Look at you. I can see it in your eyes. You're going to be like, let me tell y'all. Can I talk to my audience? How y'all doing?
Because you're going to say your NBA players or not?
Yeah. I want to give a shout out to all my brothers in the NBA that's down there in that bubble. We appreciate y'all doing what y'all doing. You know what I'm saying? Much love. And to my boy Devin Booker, if Damian Lillard and them win tonight, y'all win. When 8-0 down there, crazy. It's going to be sad that the Suns ain't going to make it. But there's always next year, and I want y'all to do y'all thing. How you doing? And by the way, the answer to my question is pink.
So, everybody, this is JV.
Sean is pissed. Tell the audience, Sean.
We're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up.
I bet we want. How you doing?
I'm sick of JV shit
Already. And guess what,
JV,
guys?
we'll
If y'all tune in, wait. When y'all tune in, I will be interviewing the Sean Gordon Allen. How you doing? And since y'all know I'm messy, I'm gonna look at Sean and I'll be like, I got some questions for you. What's your guilty pleasures? How you doing? Go ahead, Sean. Wrap this up.
Until next time, Chicago.
We love you, Sean.